I know the things I said wasn't the best choice.
So, hi everybody, welcome to the Split Thought Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Sean Cardillon, and it's with me, it's kind of different. I have 4 guests this time. I have the Sweet Orange from the Imperial Valley. Starting from my left, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Richie, Ricardo Zuniga. Play guitar for Sweet Orange. And sing.
Yeah.
Reyes Ortiz, drummer, Sweet Orange.
Quintin, I'm the bassist and I do backup vocals.
Ferny, I play rhythm guitar.
And that's Sweet Orange. Good game. No.
guys,
But yeah, these guys, Sweet Orange, what are you guys going on? You guys got some things on SoundCloud right now, or mostly demos, right? Quintin, I'll ask you that.
Yeah, pretty much. Just a bunch of demos out right now.
And so, newest addition to the band, Reyes, the drummer. So how's it feel to be like the final piece of Sweet Orange?
It feels great. They really made me feel like I really pieced the puzzle together with this band. Like, I had no idea that they hadn't been doing performances or anything ever since then, until I did join. And now it feels like we're actually complete.
Right. And when you got introduced to the band, how was it getting along with everybody? You know, since you're the new guy, you know, you didn't know anybody, you didn't know any of them.
No,
right?
It was a piece of cake. Definitely. I did know Quintin. We did have a class at IVC. We were just classmates at the time, but it was obvious that we were kind of like, it was a music class. It was pretty obvious we were into like the same type of music. But when they had asked me to meet up with them, I saw on Facebook, I was the classmate from then, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh crap, you know?
So I want to ask you guys about like how you got your respected like instruments. So Richie, you sing, play lead guitar. How'd you get into singing actually? You're a natural singer, I assume, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I never really took classes to sing or whatever. How I did start was, it was in high school. There was this club called the Glee Club. Sounds like a dweeb club, but no. It was actually,
That's
yeah.
right.
So it was actually pretty chill. So I just went in there because that's where I met my girlfriend, and I was like, oh, I'm down to stay. And the teacher's like, nah, you gotta sing if you want to stay. You can't just loiter because a girl that you like is here. And I'm like, fuck, okay, I guess. So I just went and I just started singing, but it never became like, oh my god, like I want to sing, dude. Like I want to sing something.
Yeah.
So it just went from there, and the guitar, I remember I started learning how to play the guitar at the exact same time that I was there. So it was like around junior year that I was barely learning how to play open chords and whatnot. So I was just like, okay, even at that time, I wasn't like, oh, I want to play guitar. I want to be in a band. Like, I just wanted to learn how to play guitar because I was like, it's impossible. Like, I saw it and I was like, fuck, I'm never going to learn how to play guitar. That shit's way too hard. And then I was just like, oh, okay. It's not that hard. Okay, I get it. So I just went from there, and then, well, I don't know if I should start with the story of how it even started, how everything
Go
was
ahead.
put together. Well, all right, so...
Alright, settle in, boys.
All right,
Settle in.
You gotta use the restroom?
Alright, everybody,
I
bathroom breaks, pee breaks?
not yet. So basically, it was obviously way before him. It was me and these two dweebs over here, and we were at our friend Aaron's house. And I remember, even before we went to Aaron's house, I remember I told them too, or I told him. I think I told him, and I'm like, hey, dude, I was really getting into like electric guitar then, because I was just like, I learned on an acoustic, but then I'm like, I want to try electric, fuck it. And I learned it, and we just kind of went from there. And then I told him, hey, dude, check this out, like this thing I made, this super shitty, like that I don't think the public will ever see, like the song that we wrote. It just went from there, and I showed it to him, and this dude, like, anything I did back then was like, ese way, like, fuck, dude, that's badass. And I'm all
Anything like that.
anything, like, I show him, dude, holy shit. And then I would go with it. I'd be like, oh man, like, he likes it, bro. It means it's really good, like, so yeah. And now I'm like,
I know.
wow.
I would have loved to listen. I would have loved. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
I give him props though
Yeah,
for like
I mean,
appreciating the shitty art that I created.
yeah. I bet if it wasn't for the encouragement back in the day, that didn't push us to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it was really cool. Like, I'm still, like, it could still work today. It just have to, be different maybe, but,
more
yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
So we went from there, and I showed it to him, and I'm like, okay, so what I have here basically is just straight guitar and and I thought of this little bass line, and he I don't know how we can get into that. Actually, you want to get into how you started playing bass? Was it because of that? Because I told you, play the bass, play this on the bass. Did I tell you that or?
Well, I mean, at the beginning it was just more like just 2 guitars, and you would just tell me to play like something on one string kind of thing.
On the bass. That's how you started playing bass? Because I told you.
Well, sort of, yeah. Because I mean,
You weren't playing before.
I wasn't playing before. I started with guitar like right after you guys. Because you were the first one to start playing guitar besides J-Lo, because he already knew. And then it was you. And then I was like, I'm pretty fucking bored. Like, I mean, everybody's doing something, and I feel like I got to do something, and I learned guitar right after. So I had somewhat of the experience, and then when we were doing that stuff, you were like, just play this. But I didn't play it on a bass because we didn't have a bass, remember? It was just a guitar. Yeah, we just had a guitar. We had an extra guitar.
You were the third person I know that's happened to with the bass instrument. Like everyone else, I'll just go for bass. And
yeah, I mean, it's
just
just we didn't have one. We didn't have one at the time. It was just more guitar.
Whose bass did we use at Aaron's? Was it Woo's?
No, was it a black one? Oh no, the red one.
Aldo.
That was Aldo.
Oh,
we bought it for
Aldo's-
Aldo. Remember, he
Aldo's
sold it to us
OG.
for like $40. The
Yeah.
evidence. Yeah, it was that one. That's the first bass
Right,
we had because
yeah.
we started using woos afterwards because the things need to get resoldered. But that was that. But it was all with guitar, all just acoustic guitar. He would play it over, and then I just played the acoustic guitar with it,
Just
whether
one-
it was
like
electric
one
or
string.
something.
Yeah.
So that's how you get yourself into bass.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, well, I mean, when we were more serious about the band, it was more like, oh, well, we need a bassist. So then I was like, screw it.
It went from there. That one night it was like super cold. I remember.
Yeah.
We were at Aaron's house, and he used that red bass, and I was using your electric guitar, your junior. I think I was using your junior.
One of those guitars, the Babylon.
And since since I didn't just involve him because I wanted to. Like I think I told him to. Like I just like I showed you the song, I had to have shown him too, because there's no way I was just like, oh, you play this. So, and he was barely learning how to play the guitar, so he was
like,
barely getting there. So I was like, oh, do this. I showed it to him, and then when we got to Aaron's, we're like, hey, let's play that one song that I sent you. And I used his guitar, you used Aldo's bass, and he used Aaron's guitar. Aaron's fucking
Squire.
Yeah.
It was a
Starcaster.
It was a
Starcaster.
yeah.
I never heard of a Starcaster.
Yeah, it was like it was $100.
It's like the beginner guitar for
Yeah.
people.
We went from there, and we're just like, let's record ourselves. And we're like, okay. So we set the phone, typical broke Mexicans just fucking place a phone on top of a TV and just kind of aim it at you. Like it's like, oh, you gotta angle it right. It's like
It was on top of a chair.
it was it was on top of something, and we leaned it against the wall. We didn't have no tripods, none of that shit. We still don't.
Still don't.
So basically, we went from there, and I was in the middle, and he was to my right, and he was to my left, and we just went from there, and we played it, and then at the end, we're like, should we post it? I was like, I think I told everyone, like, should we post it? Like, just why not? Like, should we just so people can see what we're doing?
Yeah, and it was before we had the band page too.
Oh, yeah.
because that wasn't even established.
So where'd you post it on?
I think I was on.
Oh,
my
it was on
Instagram?
Facebook. No, it was on your
Oh,
personal
on our
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
on our
Oh,
Facebook,
okay.
yeah, and we just like shared it.
Oh, okay.
We just shared it. That's true.
We posted it, and then I guess who we can really thank is
Well, okay, well, yeah, him. Like we can.
he posted it on his Facebook page, and he posted it on his Facebook page,
And his dad.
and his dad posted it.
His dad, I think
shared it.
reshared it.
He shared it. He
because
shared
his
it.
family always reshares our stuff too.
Right. He shared the post, and this guy called Ferny, he commented and he said, let's get these boys a studio.
Yeah, these guys sound really cool or good or something.
Yeah, he just said, let's get these guys in the studio or something like that. And
Yeah.
then we saw that comment.
Who said that?
Ferny. Yeah.
an old producer of ours.
And we saw it and we're like, the fuck, like.
Yeah, his dad like talked to us.
Yeah,
about
like
it, too.
that. That's when we not even then.
Well,
Like,
that was
when
after.
we saw
That's
this, we're like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know what to feel about it because it never crossed my mind to be like, let's start a band or let's make something out of this. Like it was just like we're gonna play, boom, post it, and that's it, and move on.
Yeah, we were just doing it for
So
fun.
when he said that, the thought of just like, wait, what the fuck? Like a studio, like actually going to studio and record like music to
Did you think you're gonna be on tour tomorrow too?
yeah, I was like, dude, the next thing you know, we're fucking playing in Beijing or whatever.
Budapest.
I don't know.
Hey, like, believe it or not, dude, that's how it feels to a bunch of people that have made it big. Like, wow, like it feels like yesterday we were just in the garage, just
Yeah.
playing, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like the fact that possibilities really can happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not prone to it never being a thing, but like you said, like started off as like for fun. I'm pretty sure
Right.
that's how it
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
off, you know?
And so I want to go back to your respected instrument. You play the drums, but you were in the drum lines. How you got into it, right?
The way I got into drumline, rock band.
Oh, really? So you
Drums in general, to be honest, like Guitar Hero, it was fun. It was really fun. And I know like it sounds like what the heck, you know. But
No, you gotta start somewhere.
Guitar Hero was cool. I loved Guitar Hero. I always thought it was kind of like what the hell, cause like you know like guitar, it was just never something that I was familiar with. I got my drum set because we got Rock Band 2 Christmas 7th grade. It was my 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, I remember. I've told this story so many times. And then I started playing, but I was the only one out of like my siblings that was able to pick it up. I was just more into music in general, I guess. I would always like acknowledge like, oh, this is what the drum sounds like, this is the bass, this is the guitar, and I would like listen to all the different parts, all the different instruments and how they, you know, create like a masterpiece of any song. And I picked up the drums. First song I learned was Expert on When You Were Young by The Killers. That was the first Expert song I ever heard. And my parents saw that you know, like, oh, like he really likes it. He's
saw
really
that
good.
potential.
He's pretty freaking loud. Yeah, they saw the potential.
Loud.
And and then 7th grade Christmas time, they bought me a drum set. And my parents told me, if you want to learn how to play drums, you have to learn how to read music. So then they signed me up for like 8th grade band at McCabe.
Okay.
And that's when I got my invitation to summer band at Central. I made Central Drumline my sophomore year. Because I tried out for cymbals my freshman year, and I didn't make it. I really wasn't into the whole marching percussion scene until I actually witnessed it.
Yeah.
Like the Central Drumline and all that. When I had joined summer band. And then I was just, after failing cymbals my freshman year, I was just so determined to make snare my sophomore year. I got it, and then I got quads, which is the tenors, you know, junior year, and then I became section leader the senior year.
Nice.
So,
You evolved.
it really did. It really did. And I didn't have my drum set before I made, I honestly forgot what happened, but my dad did sell the parts of my drum set before I jumped into high school. But then it wasn't until after high school, 3 years later, which is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I walk into the music shop for a drum key, and I wanted to buy some drumsticks because I did have an electronic set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the guy was like, I take it you're a drummer. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, if you want to look around, and he was like, these drum sets are on sale or whatever. And I was like, whoa, really? And it just wasn't something that I was expecting to buy. Like, I didn't go planned. I didn't go
you
planning.
walked out with a drum set?
I walked out with the drum set.
Wow.
The drum set that we use, my
Oh,
drum
shit,
set.
wow,
like, my
okay.
drum set. And
His current drum
I
set.
walked out with the drum set, posted myself on social media, where a mutual friend, you know, Rico,
Shout out.
decided.
Shout out to the
Rico.
goat. The goat.
Decided, hey, like, you're a drummer.
We have an inside joke. All right, go ahead.
But, like, hey, like, you're a drummer. These guys have a band. And he just...
Okay, how was it from your point of view? Like, how did he approach you about it?
I'm actually curious
It
about
was
that
actually
too.
at work.
You were at work?
We were at work because that's where I know... Well,
Like,
that's
the day it happened? Like, when he hit you up?
He hit me up and he was like, dude, was it at work? It might have been through text.
He called you.
He called you.
I think he did call me. Yeah, he did call me. I might have been at work, but he called me. Or something, I don't know. And he was letting me know, hey, dude, like, you gotta check these guys out. I'm gonna send you, like, their SoundCloud and everything. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, I'll listen to it. And like, I was driving and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna check out that band that Rico was telling me. And then I listened and I was like,
You basically did it because I don't want awkward silence, so I'll just.
I'm like, yeah. My whole deciding factor was what I wanted to listen to in the car on the way home.
What was the song? What was the song that was
the first
okay?
one was She. It was the cover of
Okay.
She, and it was. I know it's just a cover, but it was the first one that played. Like when I looked you guys up,
Yeah, it was the first
and when I had listened to it, I was driving and I was like, man, I didn't play no Green Day, and I was like, oh wait, it's them. And I was like, holy crap! Like this sounds really good. Like I didn't expect the production to have been like.
Why are
as
you
good
cleaning
as
my
it was.
table?
Because I see, it looks like there's some crumbs.
Hey
on
man,
it.
that's his coping mechanism. Leave him alone.
Yeah,
man.
bro, I gotta fidget somehow.
Yeah, man. Leave
No,
him
no,
alone. He
okay,
doesn't have
so-
a stick.
You don't
so-
got me. You made me put away my phone.
Give him some knives. Give him forks.
That's so you listened to them in the car. You said, "Oh, I didn't play no Green Day," so you heard them. You said, "Oh, they sounded
That
good."
that isn't exactly what I said. I was like, oh, like I love Green Day. I just didn't think that I put it on.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and I was like, what? Like, so they really are about like Green Day and Blink, and that's the way Rico described them. Like, dude, like if you're worried about, because okay, I posted my drum video on social media. It got, I'm not gonna say it got crazy attention, but it was enough to get 2 other artists or bands, I don't know, to hit me up and ask me to play with them. One guy was telling me that him and his band play a bunch of like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and things like that. And though I love like, you know, bands like, you know, throwback bands like that, it's not like my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And this was. So,
Oh, okay.
so
wow.
Then I messaged him, I messaged Q, and we met up at the mall, and that's where we kind of just talked and worked it up.
All right. So Ferny, going to you. Where your respected instrument? You play.
Guitar.
Yeah, guitar. And so, how did you get into it? How did you get into this band yourself?
How I got into it was fun. Well, basically, Richie learned guitar, but who taught you? Jose Luis, right?
Yeah.
So,
Jose Luis and Aldo.
Jose Luis and
One
Aldo,
of my
yeah.
mentors.
So like they kind of taught Richie, and then Richie would like taught Quintin, and then Quintin was like, "Oh crap! Like you should play too. Like it's really fun. We're all playing acoustic guitar." And I was like, "Sure, like I guess." So he just taught me like chords. Like Richie taught me stuff. Like Jose Luis taught me stuff, and it was just that's pretty much it. How I got into guitar.
And so, how you feel like yourself in the band? Like, how do you feel yourself? Like, how it's going so far?
It's going good. Like it's really fun.
Yeah.
I'm getting better.
All right. So, I want to ask you guys some band questions to the fact that where do you guys disagree on songs or like on gigs where it's like someone has an idea, but then someone comes out with like, "Oh no, I want this." So I'm gonna go with Richie on this because I feel like he's the most heated one when it comes to decisions.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like a song decision, who's the one that always disagrees on something?
Fuck. Okay, disagrees when it comes to like music writing.
Like decision making.
This,
It's like, "Oh, I like this," but then someone comes out, "Oh no, I like this though."
who is the one that disagrees the most?
Yeah.
I think it's Quintin. Yeah.
I was just like, I looked at the camera like, ah, shit.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Like he has a lot of creativity. That's the thing, though. And I just feel like I need to hear something specific. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it just has to fit with what he's doing, because he has a lot of creativity going on. So it's like he does something here, and then does something completely different that I might not think matches what he just did.
Yeah.
But it's because he has so much creativity that it just like just starts like going against each other, and I'm just like, well, I mean, try something else, and then we just try to fix things and rearrange them into something that sounds like, I guess, really good. Because
Okay.
it all sounds good. It's just trying to find the perfect spot as to where it would fit best.
Okay.
You get me?
I think that's where I mostly, because I think if there's anyone in here that I bump heads with the most, it's him. And like, I've never told him, but like, I guess now it's a good time to say it.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there that you know, for the record, like Ferny's like the quiet one. I'm still relatively new.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, they're gonna be bumping heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like, no, que puto, like, I want the song, bro. Fuck you.
It's never been like, it's never been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like our highest clashing moments are just because we want, not because we want, you know, to satisfy ourselves personally. Like, no, well, I want this and this and that. We always try to compromise from what I've seen so far. Like, okay, like yeah, like you know, like I'll adjust or I can hear it and okay, like this and that. But like he said, like it's all just about where we're gonna be placing the different types of, whether it's drum beats or chords or different types of things that, you know, we just gotta put them together.
Yeah.
It's, you were gonna say
No, go ahead.
Oh.
You said.
Going back to when I said that I've never told him this, I'm like, I think it's a good time now. Like every time that I clash with him, I always think like I tell him something, and this that's the thing about this guy. Like it's something about him. It's something about him, whether it's his way of being or something, that when I tell him something, if it sounds fucked up, 5 minutes later I'm like, fuck, me pasé mamón. Like, fuck, I'm like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have said it that way.
Can you give an example?
I can, but it's just gonna be a bunch of awkward silence because I really need to think. Like I
No,
know
you're
there's
good.
been
No, you're good. But I wanted to ask you. I know the answer to this, but who's the biggest goofball in the band?
Wow.
You know the answer to that?
I feel like I know the answer, but I
Dog,
want
there
to
is
know.
Hold on, before you answer. who
We're
do you
all
think it
fucking
is?
retards. I can tell you that
No, I
right
mean,
now,
but who's the one who always jokes around like during rehearsal or something? I'm gonna say it's Quintin.
You're gonna say it's me?
Yeah.
I think me or him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it just always like distractions? Like you guys always like fucking around or something?
There's times where like he's not in the mood to fuck around. I'm not in the mood to fuck around, and there's just times where we do practice, but then it's like. There's times that it's like it's okay to fuck around. Like,
Yeah.
Like, we practicing, it's okay to fuck around.
You gotta let out some.
Yeah.
You can't be serious all the time.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but like there's times where it's like, hey, wait, like. cut
Because
the shit,
knowing
bro.
you, I know that every time I'm around you, I'm gonna get a good laugh.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
for sure.
This guy's like one of the funniest people I know. Like it's just him being him. It's
It's
just
like- it's
he
like,
doesn't
oh,
have
God.
to try. It's just
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I.
so I'm
anything
wondering
to say.
like I want to ask you guys since you guys have you here about my favorite Sweet Orange song, which is "I Confess." That is by far like I'm playing that like 10 times a day.
Yeah,
It's-
I
it's a
can
really-
see that. I can see that.
I've talked about it. I love it. I want to know the story behind that song.
You gotta go to this kid.
Okay, well, I remember I told I told them because this was obviously before.
Yep.
Don't worry, man. You come along.
Before that, have you played this song live yet? Have you guys played "I Confess"
I
live
Confess-
yet?
yeah, we
played
our
it.
first
we
Strike
played
Zone.
I Confess over at Strike Zone.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's
That's the only time we've played it.
Okay, so go ahead.
Well, basically, I was in my room and I remember I grabbed my guitar and I'm like, my dad had told me, like 2 days before, a day before, I showed him the song. I remember this exactly. I showed him the song. I think it was Dementia. I told him Dementia, like some other song that I was
It's
working on.
unreleased stuff.
And I showed him, and he's like, that sounds really good. But when are you guys gonna like settle down? When are you guys gonna calm down? Like, kind of soft, like not soft, but like,
Something
slow it
mellow,
down.
something
Because
slower.
"I Confess" like builds up to that final guitar riff, and I really like that.
it's-
you know?
I mean, I Confess is really like slow compared to most of our other songs, so that's what his dad.
I think it's your
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, honestly, in my
that
opinion.
type of, I mean,
Yeah.
people have told us that it was White Walls, and now we're.
I
getting
I know,
I
because every
Confess.
time I go to performance, like, White Walls!
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Gilbert.
My
Yeah,
boy.
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Because White Walls is a really good song, not gonna lie. It's got that cool guitar riff Ferny plays in that,
Yeah.
and it's just really cool. But I think "I Confess" is that one where like you can kind of ease up to that final "to be afraid of."
Yeah.
That boom, it
Yeah.
really hits you right there. You just want to mosh pit, but
But it's like, but you want to, but you can't because you're like,
I don't want to be the
come
first
on.
one to go in.
Yeah.
Feel
Just gotta
free
hold back.
though. Feel free to mosh. Like
Yeah.
that last show, nobody
that one right
moshed.
there. That one was the second song that I did hear. When I wanted to hear like the first original that you guys came out with, I did listen to that one, and I did have the same reaction. I was like, just that right there. Dun, 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 dun. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like
Yeah.
this sounds
Yeah.
like it starts off kind of slow,
Uh-huh.
builds up,
Uh-huh.
and then like right after the final, like it goes right back to Ferny, and
Uh-huh.
it plays the same chord that was played at the beginning, and I was like,
That's-
sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
That
That song really hits you. I'm
That's
not
when
gonna
I knew.
lie.
That's when I knew. Like, yeah, I need to meet up with these guys.
All right, you worthy.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, you were
can have
right.
Reyes.
Were you writing the lyrics to this song?
I wrote everything. That song was more personally towards like my girlfriend.
Yeah, we
Shout out to Luna.
To Luna, because I was like, you know what, like, I know my mom's probably gonna get like, if she ever listens to it, I know my mom's gonna get upset because she's always been like, "Where's my song?" And I'm like, it's there, but
She
just
got her
takes time.
Cumbia rock.
So did you do a 2-for-1? Like, oh mom, that's your song. Then you told her, oh, that's your
No,
song.
no.
His mom's song was the Cumbia rock, but
I-
that was
I remember
that was
that,
for
yeah.
us. Like
Yeah.
that was all of us together.
I
But-
said in the lyrics, I say a lot of things that it's not like what I wanted that song to be was not something.
The hair was bothering me.
Yeah. What I wanted that song to be was not something that someone could just be like, oh, I dedicate the song to you, like kind of like to anyone,
Mhm.
Like I was like, this is personally from me to you, not like for somebody else to say, because of what the lyrics say. So I remember I took my dad's word for it, and I was in my room, and I'm just like, okay, my dad said soft, so my fucking biased ass was like, soft, okay, clean. So like I fucking put a clean tone. And I just started fucking around with it. The song was not supposed to come out the way it did. Like it sounded completely different, and I changed it up because it was just completely different. So I remember I grabbed the guitar, and then in my head I'm like, I just started playing, and then at one point I started playing, and I'm like, okay, like I'll keep that for now. Like I record a lot of things and I just keep it to the side and then I'm like, all right, let's see what I want. So I recorded it, and the lyrics just came off right off the bat. Like sometimes since I'm home alone, I can say the stupidest shit I want.
Yeah.
Like I can say like how much cheeseburgers do I want? Like some bullshit like that, right?
You're making a rhythm though. You are
Yeah,
making
that's
exactly.
Probably, that's the point.
That's pretty cool.
That's the beauty about
It's like this is how you write your song.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Like
Talking about
sometimes
It all starts off with something random.
Just imagine
something
like
random.
when you become big, this is how you still write songs.
Yeah,
Like
like it's
cheeseburgers.
just, sometimes I'll like hum to it. Sometimes I'll like na it. Sometimes I'll say something stupid.
Yeah.
So it went like that. And then I wrote it. I wrote the first half. It was like 12 in the morning. And I was just writing it. And I had the first verse done already. And then I said, okay, I don't want this to just be like this the whole song. So I'm like, how can I make this more... How can I make it more like, oh shit, like... So I just kept writing and writing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring some... That beat, I swear to God, I didn't... The little... That beat, like, I didn't notice that's the beat to Roxanne from The Police. until I heard Roxanne.
And he never notices. Like I'm telling you, he just does things, and then it's like eventually he's like, I think I've heard this somewhere else.
I heard. I was listening to Roxanne. It came out on the radio, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like,
They stole our
I just
song.
feel like I feel like anything we do or anything anyone does is gonna sound like something.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
There's
Yeah.
only so much you can do.
No, yeah, I know. I totally understand. Like
Yeah.
almost every song has that. Everything has like a lot of
Everything
the
has-
same things. But I mean, it's how you play with it. It's
Yeah.
how what you do with it, and I think that's what makes your guys' band pretty unique around here.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your first performance, Strike Zone. That was your first ever performance, right?
"Yeah."
So going with Ferny, you've been quiet so far, so I'm gonna go with you. How did you feel going into this? Like, how did you feel about getting the news and then actually performing? How did you feel?
It felt really surreal at first because like we never played before. Like we never expected to play so soon, or have a drummer and to play with, you know.
Right.
And at first, like I wasn't nervous. I was more like excited.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, like once we were there at Strike Zone, like we were about to go up, I was like, it hit me, and I was like, oh god. And it was,
Because everyone was cheering for you guys. Like they were there for you.
Yeah, I
like
like that.
we're Sweet Orange, we want Sweet Orange. Like
Yeah.
even the rapper's like, okay, well we'll be done so I get
Safety
Sweet
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah, and then safety orange.
Oh, Safety Orange came a
Safety.
small meat for like a week.
triggered.
Yeah.
Everybody was triggered.
Yeah, the crowd was like, that's not them.
It's
Bro.
not cool, bro. You don't do that.
So yeah, when you actually got up, you played. Everyone was there up front, like there to see you guys. How was that reaction for you?
It was.
Wow.
It got me at first, but then like the second song in, I was feeling it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I played on Confess, I got pretty nervous too because
Yeah.
I'm the only one doing the little.
Yeah,
riff
right.
beginning, and that was kinda-
True.
It was good though. Like it was fun. Like in the end, it was all really amazing.
And
experience.
so when we started moshing in there,
that was so cool.
Oh,
because I remember you texted me, you better mosh at this concert. You
Oh my
texted me.
God.
I did not
I didn't
expect
know
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone started moshing.
Yeah.
Me and Richie were like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, in the video, I fucking look at him like, "Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what's going
But
on?"
that must be a real cool thing, someone moshing your song, right?
I didn't know what to think about in the moment, but like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like as we kept going, I'm like, fuck, like we're doing something right. That's happening. Like
Yeah.
nobody just fucking watches to like. A lot of people just stand there.
It was
and-
pretty cool.
Were you guys people just expecting everyone to sit there and just listen?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not sit
honest,
there until we called
To
them.
be honest, yeah, like I thought that's how it was gonna be. Like full tables,
Yeah.
that right there would have been enough for me. But when you guys called everyone up,
Yeah, I mean, it
We
was
called a group of friends. We're like, "Hey, you guys come up here," and then people just started coming.
yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah,
people,
like, they just
people joined in
followed
because
Alright.
people sitting down couldn't see, so
Yeah.
it just caused a reaction.
And it got even cooler, like once we started playing, like midway through the set, like we started getting people from like people who were bowling and people from the restroom because they're connected.
Yeah.
Like they started coming out and they were like, "Oh, what's
Yeah.
going on?" And then we got even more of a
Yeah,
crowd.
and this right here makes me even more excited for the next show that we hold over there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that actually?
Yeah.
Your next performance is gonna be at the.
The
Battle of the Bands?
The Battle of the Bands.
Oh, I meant the one July 3rd.
Oh, July 13th.
July
13th.
13th.
13th?
Strike Zone.
13th.
Yes.
July 3rd.
13th.
13th.
It
We're the
was
band.
sixth-
We
it
know
was-
our
it was
stuff. It's
sixth-
the 13th.
It was 6th
So
initially.
not July 3rd?
It started.
It
at
was
the
never
6th.
July
Hey,
3rd.
hey,
It was
hey,
actually
hey, hey,
July
hey.
6th.
Can I?
You got I got your attention?
Yeah.
Okay, it was July 6th initially, and then it got moved to the 13th.
Yeah, it got pushed back a week.
I'm talking about the art walk.
The art walk is some. Why did you make it sound like you were talking about
Yeah,
Strike
you're
Zone?
talking
though?
about Strike
That's
Zone.
like
bro.
your next performance. I'm like, oh, the
But you
art
said
walk.
at there.
But
and
you
then
said Strike Zone.
Oh. The
Yeah,
art
we
walk.
got. You know what? We got the shit.
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
no,
We'll
yeah,
figure
no,
it out.
I messed up.
Where
You're
is
right.
the editing? He's gonna
Catch
put-
us
Run that shit back.
For the next show that we hold over there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that actually?
Yeah.
Your next performance is gonna be at the. Run that shit back.
For the next show that we hold over there.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that actually?
Yeah.
Your next performance is gonna be at the.
What that shit?
No, but July 3rd, the art walk. Who got that call or who got that message?
The art. Well, I mean,
We didn't get messaged actually.
we didn't. We just.
I didn't know anything about it until somebody said it. I didn't know. anything
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean, I said it afterwards because we were. Well, he was mentioning at first that there might be an art walk soon, like a couple months back, but there was no news about it.
Yeah.
And then we recently saw like that they added the event, like on Facebook, they created an event, and it's like, oh, art walk July 3rd, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, we definitely should play here because it's the only one of the year apparently, and it's the first one of the year, so might as well just do it. Let's not lose this chance.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, like if you guys down, we can do it. If you guys are down.
So you signed up to perform?
Oh, well, we haven't signed
Not
up yet
yet.
officially.
It's still in progress.
It's still in
okay.
progress because we're
Alright.
still trying to.
Yeah.
We have a couple things before that show too, so we're still trying to get at it.
All right, Split Thugs gonna be selling at Art Walk. Be there. But yeah, you guys. All right, so the actual Strike Zone one. The actual next Strike Zone event, July 13th.
Yeah.
You guys psyched for that one?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're psyched for any show we can get.
Sure.
I think I'm
Honestly.
psyched more for that one because I feel like if the same amount of people, not amount of people, but the same people, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
So
more.
that the fact that
It's gonna be a maximum capacity at this point.
yeah, like
You can't go in, man.
the manager's gonna shit himself. Like holy shit! Like we should have ordered more wings. Like from.
Probably.
Should order
Yeah,
more
more
oranges.
food.
Nah.
So I think the fact that after Strike Zone, I was like, you know what? Not gonna lie, I never imagined to get the
Yeah,
type
go ahead.
of. What's that? Oh,
No, go ahead.
I never imagined the type of reaction or the type of crowd or the type of vibe or environment or ambient, whatever you want to call it. I never expected that. Like you said, I just expected people just sitting there, just kind of, oh, these guys are cool.
Or like I don't know why I was worried when you guys were like, hey, come up. I thought you know how people like at concerts be like, oh, come on, jump. No one just does anything.
Oh yeah. No, I don't do that.
Honestly, I didn't think I didn't think you were gonna do. I didn't think you were gonna be like. I figured you were gonna overthink it maybe or something and think, oh, like what if I call everyone up and like no one comes up?
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
then okay, well we're gonna play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty natural.
Yeah,
went for
but
it, yeah.
you did, and people did come up, and
Yeah.
it was like, but like I mean, you know, I guess it was good that we had like a bunch of people that we knew there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what it's like to be in like the audience when people they're like, "Hey, why don't you guys come up here?" And we're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you know, should we or not?
Yeah.
Like, should we go?"
Yeah.
Like, we know.
But they decided
Be like the only dumbass.
Right away,
Yeah, dude, it's
yeah,
like
they
that-
decided.
that-
You
that
guys
when you
decided
try-
like right away, like yeah, let's go up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it really encouraged others. So
Yeah.
You guys got a little fan base going on. You guys,
Small one.
people, yeah.
Small
So you guys have merch now,
Yeah.
like Sweet Orange merch. You first had it like white Sweet Orange, like that was like the prototype, right?
Yeah.
So now you guys got it in color, which is cool. I own a shirt. They're
Yeah, the
really
black
nice.
and white one.
But can people still get your merch?
I mean, I
Or is that a
think so,
limited?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just first, we gotta take orders first.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
where can people find your merch?
Where they can find it.
Oh well, they just gotta message
They
the
just
band
gotta
page. They can
message
either
the
message
page?
they
Yeah,
can message
but-
the band page or us individually.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we can get on that promoting.
Yeah.
We do promote, and then that's when people come up to us and be like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
because it's not like we have a sponsor or we have a fucking company making the
Oh,
shirts.
yeah.
So they're just like, "Hey, hook me up with the shirts," and then we're like,
Like
okay, for sure.
we write it down.
You guys were giving out stickers at the end of that strike performance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you guys do more stickers?
Yeah,
we
definitely
can.
about
We
it.
definitely can.
For
You know,
sure,
we
for sure.
give thanks to Mia because she's the one who did those stickers.
Shout out
Like
to Mia.
she's the one who like cut them out and everything, and like they're
Damn.
all hand cut, so it's like a lot of it's time consuming.
Yeah. Wow.
So major shout out to her.
Yeah.
And you know the designs were like all done by like different people,
Yeah, yeah.
different friends. So shout out to all those people too who helped us and stuff. But yeah, definitely we can get stickers eventually again.
Okay. So I want to ask you all, what is your goal before this year ends? Like for the band, what would you want to accomplish? I know Richie, you want to get an album out.
Yeah.
You want to do that.
I think that's everybody's goal.
right. Get an
Honestly.
album. Music videos.
Not a priority.
Right.
Not really a priority. It'd be cool, I guess, but we have our own priority, which might be the album before anything, you know.
I think after that album's out of the way, I think we'll be open to like music video sounds like obviously like a good idea, but then like what I always tell these guys, it's like, dude, once we have this album done, I want to start looking, play here, because it sucks if like you play somewhere and someone's like, hey, how can I find you? It's like, oh, these guys just have 4 songs, because I've done that. Like I've seen like live bands, I'm like, these guys sound cool, and I check SoundCloud and I'm like, they're not here, and like YouTube, they're not there, and they're not there. So it kind of sucks because you're like, I want to hear these guys, but then they're not there. So it's like, you know, I don't want to be that person to be like, oh, like you have something, but it's like that's it, just 4 demos, like.
Damn.
So like an album would be like, oh, we're on Spotify, we're here. Like if we expand it, then it'll be like amazing to promote the album, especially.
Yeah.
Who's the one in the band that doesn't think what they do is enough? Like, it doesn't sound. It could be better.
Yeah.
Richie.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that why you were like, we had that like little Motley Crue moment for you, and you're like, oh, it could be better, it could be better.
Yeah. It's like,
It will
that
already sound good, and then it could still be better. It could always get better.
It can exactly. It can
No, but I
always
mean,
be
like, you all think it sounds good, and then the Richie comes in like, oh, no,
I know
we
what
gotta
you
do it
mean.
again.
I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, you guys have done that. Like I've shown them songs, and they're like, oh, like when I went like when we were discussing the album, what songs we wanted, and you guys are like, dude, I want this song. This song sounds amazing. I'm like, for real? Like, you
Yeah,
like that?
I mean, I think we all have those moments, and we
Yeah.
all have those times that we're like, this could be better, or this could be better. Like, they might think it's satisfying, and I'm like, it could be better. We might think he can think something different, vice versa. It goes all around.
Unless you mean like practice-wise, there are times where, well, because I'm still like relatively new, they still try to show me what's up, like with their old songs that they want to bring to life.
Okay.
And I'll just like play it over and over again, and just be like, no, like I want to do it again. I think it could be better.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. But it's more because I'm trying to figure out like the exact patterns that I want, like in a full song.
To make it
Or,
his,
like,
because we have everything set, and that's just because Richie did them.
So like I'm still trying to like if after like the 10th time I'm like again, it's just I wanna make sure I don't like there doesn't come a point in the song where I'm like, what do I do right here?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what I'm gonna do when I get there, and yeah.
And when you perform, dude, you are like dripping in sweat. Like you are just showering because you're the one like moving around and stuff. So I see you, bro. Like you're in the back, but I see you, bro. Like 'cause you're out there, like I gotta get this right, but I'm suffering, Like
It's definitely pleasure, dude, over pain.
Yeah, I bet the performance and the reaction is worth it.
And then we how sometimes a lot of the times nobody really looks at the drummer per se. Like we have like a couple songs that usually just have the drums stand out. Like No Experience usually has him doing some really creative, cool beats, and then a lot of our songs like to do that.
No Experience Needed was the one that everyone mushed to.
I think what's crazy about his role, like as a new like member, I think the crazy part about it is, as soon as it's kind of like this is what people were waiting for, because as soon as this guy went in, not even a week passed. Hey, you guys want to play a strike zone? You guys want to play a strike zone? And then like that's what he means. Like they started calling us.
They're like, hey, you want to play?
I saw your face. You're like,
that's what amazed me. Who called you?
Just like a lot of people from like just different places, like Strike Zone, Twilight.
We've been told before him, but we're like, no, because.
Oh yeah, before obviously they were like, hey, you guys sound pretty cool. Do you guys want to play? Like Rico tried to get us out there every now and then we were just like, we can't because we don't have a drummer, or pretty much that was it. Like either if we didn't have practice, it was fine, but we could get it, but we can't because we don't have a drummer. So we just couldn't perform regardless. So it was just like Twilight, Strike Zone, just. I don't know, Rico wanted to get us at the slabs at one point. Sometimes they were telling us, like, we went to the art walks all the time. You could always find us at art walks just walking around, and not one art walk goes by that we're not there, and we're just chilling, hanging out with whoever, and they're like, hey, so are you guys going to go up there and play? And we're like, no, dude.
Yes.
Like, no.
How many times have they told?
Like every single art walk we've been to, like, because we usually go to all of them, to support everybody and have fun. They'd always tell us, like, even random people, like, they just sort of saw our page or something. They'd be like, hey, are you guys going to perform or something? We're like, nah. Like, why? Oh, we don't have a drummer or something.
Shit. And facts like that, like, I didn't even know that. And facts like that are what make me feel like I belong here even more.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was such a beautiful moment until the.
Man.
But yeah, like it's like I had just joined and we're like already performing. Yeah. I didn't expect the first time to go like as great as it went.
Yeah.
So I mean,
nobody knew us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and especially it's your first show, so you have pretty low expectations.
Yeah, and it was quick. Yeah. It was just super quick.
And that's the bar. If you suck, then like that's it. Like your band name is fucked.
Yeah, so we needed to make a good first impression.
You fucking did it. I'm not gonna lie, you goddamn did it.
It was fun. It was fun.
And I can't wait to see more, because obviously when I hear you guys, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for the next post, because I want to see it live. So I wasn't a concert guy until I went to your guys's, because I'm like, I now see why people want to go to concerts, because you can just easily hear the song on your phone, but I'm like, well, I'm getting the experience. So
it's all about the experience.
So I'm actually I'm like, I can't wait for you guys' next performance, honestly, because you guys not only put on a music show, but you put on kind of like a comedy show. Because you guys are always joking around where, like,
it's
Richie, I think, says something like, oh, I think that's my dad.
So, like, we'd always just make around. I mean,
that's you guys. That's you. Like, you guys are just messing around, and it's just the chemistry between all of you is just amazing, because you guys do it for the music, but you guys do it because, you know, it's what the people want, people like it. So if people didn't like it, I bet you guys wouldn't do it anymore, right?
Well, not entirely, because we're not making music just to have people be like, oh, you know, like, here, take this shit. You
But I
guys
bet
like
it helps
or
you,
not.
encourage
I mean,
you,
it
know?
helps. Obviously,
but,
everything helps.
We do it because we like it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
if-
a lot of fun.
If
Yeah.
people think we suck, then I mean that's them. Not everybody's gonna like your shit.
That's
and-
fine. That's totally fine too. Like,
the sooner you realize that not everybody's gonna like your shit, the easier it is to just be like, all right, cool. Like I don't care about you. We care about the people who actually come for us and actually want to listen to us. You know what I mean?
And like, let's say this thing does take flight, and we're not aiming for the radio. We're not aiming to be number one. We're not aiming to be the next, you know, One Direction.
The next One Direction.
That's the example you give for that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Reyes, they
yeah.
blew up super quick.
Yeah.
They blew up
That's
really
the
quick.
example I was going for. But
Yeah, they blew up quick.
but like, you know, we don't want to satisfy everyone.
Yeah.
We don't care.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
we can't.
Yeah.
It's
No, yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
But you know, we do what we like, and if people like it, cool.
Right. But I mean, you guys have great music.
Yeah.
You're out there. You guys have demos.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, why is this a demo? This is like
Well,
sounds
because
really good.
well, first of all, it's SoundCloud, and it's a demo because eventually we might think something sounds even better than what it is. Like there's some songs that aren't the same as they are on SoundCloud,
Right.
but we sometimes play them the way we think they should sound live. You know, so you might get a different sound on SoundCloud than you would if you get it live. So it's a different experience. You know, you go to the show, you might hear it differently. You might have heard it on SoundCloud, but here we're playing it differently. So it's like you have to go to our shows to hear the songs. You know, because the SoundCloud ones are there and that's it. They're just there. But we might change something up and you're like, oh crap, like I never heard this. It might sound cool, it might suck, but you won't know unless you go to the show.
Yeah.
So
That's
you've
true.
got to go
That's
to the
true.
show.
Demos are also recorded with drums, right?
Yeah, they're
Electronic.
we don't have mics mic'd up or anything. So usually it's just done like electronically.
well,
Okay.
we just kind of exposed ourselves to.
I mean, it's fine. Like I mean, we didn't have a
you're
drummer.
not the only
Yeah,
one.
I mean, people are aware that you guys didn't have a drum.
Yeah, and it's not like we have the money to be able to mic up drums professionally.
So it's like
either.
deal with what we got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
And
good.
again, that's why
Like,
they're demos. That's why they're demos.
Yeah, and I mean the fact that you guys have got that far, like, you know, you guys are putting things out, you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys aren't keeping the crowd waiting just because of a few, like, mishaps, like
Yeah,
no drummer.
even if it's a cover or anything that we put out, it's like, you know, because we want to and it's because it's fun. You know, we're not doing it because like, oh, we have to. It's more like, well, it'd be cool to do it, just to let people know we're still here and that, you know, we're still making music. It just takes a lot of time, you know. So we just want to keep people involved.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. So you guys planning on going back to the studio and re-recording these songs?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that we want
We'll
to do
pick
for
and
the
choose.
album, you know.
I'm sure.
The ones we want to do for the album, yes, because we're not gonna tell you that every single song that is out will be on the album, because we don't even know that, because we might change it and we might make something cooler, because we've made new songs and those songs sound pretty cool, or we can just rework the demo. So it just depends how we feel about a specific song.
Okay, so a lot of people, when they hear your band, they said, oh, they have a big Green Day vibe. So, because all of you, I bet, big Green Day guys. I mean,
Blink.
I remember because Quintin would shout about it in high school, or Willie, and you guys are just big Green Day guys. So, I assume that's kind of where your music inspiration comes from, right? From them, right?
Oh, at least from us too, like Green Day. We all love Green Day. We all like Green Day, but he has like a different influence. He has a different influence. I have one. He has a different one. But like, I guess Green Day would be like one we all have in common. Blink would be one we all have in common. But everybody has individual like interest when it comes to music too, which is how he creates his music or his riffs. He creates his drum beats. I create my bass lines, and he creates his rhythm.
Nice.
You know, that's how
This
it
is where going back to this is how the clashing happens, because it's like I'm a not huge, but like I have a metal influence, so it's like
You do?
yeah.
No, I
I-
didn't. I
Metallica,
had no
Sevenfold.
idea.
I have metal influences, and whenever I show something to them, and they're like, okay, like it sounds good. I've always told them, dude, like I don't expect you to like every single thing I do, but it's like, well, we don't do it on purpose. Like we just do like it. So it's like we're never like faking. We're never like I don't like it, but I'm gonna tell you I like it. No, it's like you haven't made something that's like I don't like this. Like it's like I like it, but there's always that but, because it's like because it has this, and I'm like, well, that was like my other side of like music
His
instead of like, because
influence.
I love Green Day, I love Blink, all these bands like as much as they do, but like I'm just like I don't like sticking to the same thing. So for example, going back to what I was saying about him, about his role when he came in, the song No Experience Needed, that song was literally this guy just came up and he's like, I got this like in mind, And literally in that moment, we made it to what it came out like, what it came out as.
And it was like a week or two before the Strike Zone show.
Wow.
Exactly. So we made that song, and this guy, I was like, this dude like adapted like so fast because it's like, this wasn't a song that I recorded on the drums that I had my drum ideas like he literally like he made this, and he's like, I don't want to make it sound like the same beat again. So he made the verse sound like he does this fucking thing with the drums that I never would have bothered to program because it takes forever. So it never came to my mind. So it's like, it fits because it's different, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's not. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. So obviously with everybody having like very similar likings, like obviously we all like the same shit. It's usually, I don't know, I think it's usually me that always tries to be like, I want something different. And I've done it and I've showed it to them, and they're like, okay, like I see why, or I see how like this could work, like I could hear this, but it's just, that's about it, you know? So it's like we always stick to what we got, because I have a really bad habit of making new music. So I'm just like, look at this, and these guys are like, and it's like, all right, let's practice. And I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, like I think he learned already, because he's like, yeah, you're that type of person.
Damn.
I'm like, dude, I'm still trying to learn the last song.
Yeah.
They're already trying to get into the next one. I'm like, all right, cool. So we'll always like record ourselves when we practice.
And it's just funny because I'm telling, like, going back, I told you he has a lot of creativity, and that's where the budding, comes in.
Yeah.
Because he makes up like this cool riff, and like he said, we never think everything he does sucks, and it's not just because we're kissing his ass, it's just because it doesn't.
The way I picture it, if I were to rearrange the scenario, I'd say we just like walk into a room real quick, open it up, creak it open, and there's Richie in there with all kinds of papers on the walls, like all kinds of new music, and he's like, guys, I figured it out. And we're like, oh shoot, well, I guess we gotta get on it. Like that's how I'm just like, damn, like he keeps going, because these guys, they really just crap out music, man, and I'm just trying to catch up.
Dude, that's fucking funny. But I want to get off the topic of like your music part, and I want the audience to get to know about you guys a little bit. So Richie, besides music, what's something else that interests you, like something you'd want to do?
Something I'd want to do?
Yeah, besides music, yeah.
More music.
Is mayonnaise a music?
Mayonnaise an instrument.
Horseradishes.
Something else I'd want to do.
Well, I mean, you were into acting for a while.
Well, yeah, I was, and I loved it, obviously, but it wasn't something that I'm like, I want to do it for the future. Like, it wasn't like I'll leave it at the end. If all else fails, I'll do this, because nothing's ever guaranteed. So it's like, I feel like if I can't make it as a music, I feel like what I want to do, if it's not a musician, and I've always wanted, the reason why I'm doing, the reason why I feel the need to do the recordings of our songs, me, like personally, it's just kind of like, I want to learn how to make music too, because it's like, this is obviously, this is what I want to do. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. That's just how it is. And I'm always like, I gotta have a plan B always, because if I don't have a plan B, then I'm kind of fucked. So I've always wanted to, ever since I got into music and making the music, since I started with my fucking phone, I always wanted to learn. From then, I wanted to learn how to engineer, like audio, like be an audio engineer, produce, like make music, like mix all that shit. So I'm still learning. I'm very far from perfecting it. Obviously, like I'm aware of it, but it doesn't change. Like obviously, like with music, it's different. Like I want to be in the industry of music, whether I'm a musician or not. Whether I play for a band or not.
So it's basically, besides music, you do music. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so much.
Some way or another, it involves music without being music. You get me? Like if it's not him creating it, it's him, playing it and helping others do their music.
Okay.
And
what about you, Reyes?
Me, figuring out what I wanted to do with my life I'm just gonna be straight up, been one of the more difficult things, more difficult like findings of myself. And I am going to college. I'm just, I just finished.
You graduated.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it just raises the question, am I gonna keep going with the education? Am I just gonna go straight for a job? I don't know. I just want to get into electricity.
Did you get an associates in anything?
Yeah, well, electrical trades.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm figuring maybe a lineman school or something. I don't know. It's really all still being planned out. But I mean, this right here, like this is great. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I definitely don't want to let go of this.
Mhm.
You know.
What about you, Quintin?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would you?
Yes.
I know you're really in, you would love to voice act.
I'm on the same boat as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you would love to voice act. You've mentioned that many times.
I mean, it's just fun because a lot of people tell me that pretty like that
Yeah.
stuff. So it'd be cool.
Quintin has a lot of wacky voices. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever we play Smash Bros, whenever we just literally hang around, he'll always pull out some wacky new voice, and I'm like, Quintin, that's like literally like a cartoon right there. Like just you in general. Like I feel like if Sweet Orange was a cartoon, like Quintin would be like the one like shape shifting all the time.
Foreshadowing.
Uh,
Foreshadowing.
But yeah, well, would you like voice acting is something you'd like to do, huh?
I mean, yeah, anything with arts would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I like to be really creative, so I don't like to do anything like just sit in an office kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think anybody likes to do that, and I'm sure as hell would not like to do that. But I mean, anything artistically, whether it be teaching people how to do stuff artistically, or just being artistically myself in anything. So.
Right. What about you, Ferny?
Honestly, like I didn't really have anything in mind. Like back in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew for sure that okay, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna study.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when like all this happened. So it kind of got out of the way. But I'm still gonna do it as a plan B, obviously, like go to school and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. I didn't have anything else like in mind.
Do you think this band is definitely something you're like, I want to do this? Like, if I could do it the rest of my life, I would.
Yes, for sure.
Wow, is that same all for you? Like, if I could do this the rest of my life, I would.
To be honest, like Richie said, that you always have to have a plan B.
Oh no, I get it.
And but if this did take flight, then that would be a blessing because it's definitely one of our. I'm pretty sure I speak for all of us when I say
That's
this
a
is one of our biggest dreams.
long-term goal.
Yeah,
It always has been.
Doing something you would love like for the rest of your life would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's unfortunate that things like this are decided by, well, popularity, money, and
let
things
alone
like
this
that.
isn't the type of music that's around anymore.
Yeah, not today.
Exactly.
We could have easily been, a decent
SoundCloud
kind of
rappers.
band.
Oh, okay.
Sounds-
No, we
We get our tattoo, our faces tatted.
fucking- yeah, no. We would if it was an earlier time, let's say early 2000s, maybe 90s, like the 90s.
We're 20 years late.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going too
definitely.
late. But the scene is still alive. If you look into the kind of music we have, like the scene is definitely still alive. It's just not here where we're at.
Yeah.
We're in a spot where it's usually kind of dry. I can easily say that.
Everyone's trying to be a rapper here.
Well, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, and
Everyone's
that's
trying
fine.
to be the next-
That's what they want to do.
like
There's nothing wrong with
6ix9ine.
that. Well, that's what they want to do, just like how what we want to do. So that's fine. But like we're in a place that it's not necessarily good for us because we don't have. If you go anywhere else, like the music that we're kind of doing.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not here.
Yeah, it's just not here. It's just not here.
yeah.
Not for us. It's not here. Everybody else can stay here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not for us. Easily anywhere else we could probably be going places and have a lot of more things going on for us. But we got to do best with what we got, and there's nothing wrong with what we're doing now. It's just obviously a little harder, but that's all part of the experience. So it's not that big of a deal.
I want to ask something. It just came to mind. So a lot of music, like you guys, Linkin Park has done it. They collab with, they put their music and they have rappers. Like Jay-Z and Linkin Park did that song Numb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you guys be down to like try, experiment with new things? Like, oh, maybe we could do something with our rap song, or maybe we can do some like DJ electronic stuff with our rock music.
It's definitely too far to tell.
Yeah.
But I think
It's
I don't
open.
know.
I think
It's open.
it's always
It's-
open.
it's-
Everything's
yeah,
open
it's
for
all-
anything.
At least you're not shutting down. Like, oh no, I don't.
No,
we
It's
Yeah,
not
we
like
don't do that.
No, no, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
We're
it's just
definitely not gonna do that.
we have like priorities first, and that's not necessarily one of the things we want to attempt yet, or we don't know if we will, but definitely not shutting it down.
Yeah.
Because it'd always be fun to do something different.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about too, and experimenting.
You never know. You never know if
Well,
this
yeah,
could be,
you never
the next
know.
big
Like
song.
I didn't think Linkin Park knew, even though they already have Mike Shinoda in their band. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, that's true.
but I mean, yeah, because I thought, like, wow, all these, Linkin Park was known to like be like, very rock, very, even the electronic. But like when I heard like, oh, they got Jay-Z in a song, I'm like, how'd that work? And I heard, I'm like, wow, that did work.
Oh yeah,
So,
it clearly did. It clearly did. But it's because they knew what they were they knew what they were doing with their music, and Jay-Z is a pretty big icon, so it just boosted them.
Our music is definitely gonna evolve, for the better.
Yeah.
And if all our music sounds the same, that definitely doesn't speak for how it's gonna sound in the future.
Right. That makes sense. All right, I think we gotta cut it. But thank you everybody for watching the Split Thought podcast. This was Sweet Orange for you guys. Where can people check you out? What do you got guys going on next? Richie.
I'm gonna say it again, but yeah, we're that band that just has 4 SoundCloud songs. We've talked about YouTube too. Like we want to do YouTube. We want to do YouTube. Well, 4 originals and 2 covers, but it's there. If it sounds shitty, I apologize. The quality, but it's what we got, man.
I forgot there was a camera.
Because we broke. So
yeah, honestly, people going to your social media, liking your stuff, following, that really helps.
Yeah,
it really
it's
does
cool.
help.
It's motivating. It's motivating.
And honestly, but yeah, you guys got music going on. You guys working on an album, as I've heard.
Yeah.
You guys got performances lined up. I mean, so where can people find you guys personally? And the Sweet Orange page at Sweet Orange. Where can people find you personally though?
yeah,
I mean, everything's just on our band page.
you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. Never mind.
MySpace.
That's pretty much it. Those are my sources of
Social media.
What about you, Reyes? Can everyone just find you each personally on Sweet Orange?
My personal page.
Yeah, Sweet Orange.
Personal space. Rick and Morty. My personal page is actually just Reyes Ortiz on Instagram. That's it.
Mine's my full name.
My full name, yeah.
Ricardo Zuniga with a Z, not an S, because like a fucking substitute teacher wrote an S, and I'm like, bitch, delete that. It's a Z. So
Delete that.
It's like not an S.
Not an S. But yeah, you can actually just find everybody on the Instagram page because whenever we post, we tag each other. So all you're gonna do is press on the picture, and then our usernames will come up, and you can follow us if you want from there.
Yeah,
Well, like also on the Instagram page for Sweet Orange, we have the usernames right there in the
So
description.
you guys can find our personal pages on our band page.
And listen to their SoundCloud. They got some really good songs. Was 2 covers, right?
Yeah, there's 2 covers.
2 covers, 4 originals. So you got 6 songs to listen to. So go check them out on the Instagram.
Yeah,
So
and that's also on the description if you want to look at
give
it.
the description.
But there's more. I think it's about time that we like put something else, even if it's a cover or an original.
Yeah,
let them know what they should do. Like they're always open to ideas. They're really open for any ideas. So like, subscribe, comment what you liked, didn't like, comment what I should have asked them and what shouldn't I have asked them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
And
Make
who
sure
needs to talk less?
Yeah.
Tell us that too.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank guys. Later.
Bye.
Bye. Stay sweet.
All right. Cut that out. Do not play.
The winner of the Calexico Battle of the Bands.
We know who it is.
Annual. We know. Sweet